Deo, Deo, Shabbat has come. We're at LT, our home. Bashana habaa nesheva hamirpeset venispor ציפורים נודדות ילדים בחופשה ישחקו תופסת בין הבית לבין הדוד ותראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה שלום יהיה בשנה הבאה. יאללה לי, 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 יאללה לי. ותראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה. תראה כמה טוב יהיה בשנה הבאה.
What it really was, together with my friend and cherished colleagues, lead LT Israel Adventure 2023. A new discovery every day. True. And if I had any problem, Rabbi Reuben took care of it, which was great. We are going to share our Shabbat Yisrael, and it's really shows that all the reflections, all our readings in service, except for one, which is by Wiesel, are from our LT Adventure, Israel Adventure 2023. Participants, it is pretty awesome. The Spirit lives, and we share it tonight in celebration of Israel's 75th.
If Israel is our sacred soil, we must support it with our prayers. We must hear its call to us with our hearts.
Join me in the middle paragraphs. Go ahead. If Israel is our homeland, we must see it every street, a walk through history. We must feel it every stone, a timeless story to tell.
If her people are our brothers and sisters, then we must treat one another like family, never forgetting the fact that we all grew up together and that still we share a home.
If Israel is our hope for holiness, it must be a place where all peoples, all religions, where all Jews, no matter their movement, can rightfully realize their connection to God.
If Israel is our homeland, we must someday make the journey to look around and remember how it feels for us, just like home.
If this land, this place is our people's lifeline, then we must help it survive, we must make it thrive, as the story still unfolding, as the renewing center of our people's spirit, Israel, the heart of our lives.
Ya la la, ya la la, ya la 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 la, ya 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 la 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 la, ya la la, ya la la, ya la la. Tire, kama tov yeh, bashana habaa. Bashana habaa.
Light to the last a lifetime. A big thank you to the Larchmont Temple for making the trip possible, and to the rest of our group who made both of us so welcome, and after the second day, officially made us the grandparents of the trip. You made sure we were always safe, especially during some of the amazing places we visited. Thank you, guys. It would not be right if I did not mention my best pal, Linda. Totally amazing. Not once did she back down from any of the challenges we faced almost every day, whether it was going into the many caves we explored or being the first from our group to climb on the camel for that infamous ride. From Jerusalem, the Galilee, the borders, and Tel Aviv, the memories will last a lifetime. Linda and Robert Price, and thank you to our two rabbis who made the trip fabulous. Thank you, thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Rabbi.
Thank you. We kindle the lights of Shabbat. Yeah. That would be your cue. No, you stay. You're good.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
I got a kindle light.
Okay.
Penny, come over here. Penny, come here. You gotta help your mother. Make sure she can give you the rest.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'hadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen.
We join together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho ve'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh bereshit ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh zecher letziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha ve'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh haShabbat. Amen. L'chaim. At the top of the next page, let us welcome Shabbat with our songs for Israel. Tzena, 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 habanot tureina chayalim b'moshava. Alna, 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 titcha ben chayalim b'moshava. Tzena, tzena, habanot tureina chayalim b'moshava. Alna, 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 titcha ben Tzena, 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 habanot tureina chayalim b'moshava. Alna, 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 ditcha bena mibencha. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. 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 Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael 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 Chai. Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu Chai, Od Avinu Chai. Od Avinu, Od Avinu, Od Avinu Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael 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 Chai. We welcome the Sabbath bride with one of the melodies from our sister Reform congregations heard at Kol HaNeshama in Yerushalayim, Lecha Dodi. Lecha Dodi likra kalai yalalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likra kalai yalalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad hishmi'anu el hamiuchad Adonai echad Shemo echad l'shem ultiferet ve'litila. Lecha Dodi likra kalai yalalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likra kalai yalalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha ki hi mekor haberacha merosh mikedem nesucha sof maaseh b'machshavat tchila. Lecha Dodi likra kalai yalalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likra kalai yalalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, kiva oreku mi ori, uri uri shir daveri, kevod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha Dodi likra kalai yalalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likra kalai yalalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Boi v'shalom ateret ba'ala gam b'simcha uvetzola toch emunei am segula boi chala lecha Dodi likra kalai yalalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likra kalai yalalai 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela.
Look, great, you get to come up. As we transition back to prayer, you are nothing if not schmoozers. We appreciate it. We're not going to rise yet in a minute. First, opposite the Lechado D page, our reading from the Grossman-Dunn family.
Right in the mic, okay. Where was I? It was great to meet a whole group of families from the congregation and have a great time traveling together. I feel that the trip has expanded our social circle in town and at the temple as well. To that point, it was great seeing a big group from the trip come to Sasha's bat mitzvah the week after the trip. I thought the service we had for the bar and bat mitzvah kids on Masada was really special, and I do think that doing this trip right in front of Sasha's bat mitzvah was really special as well, in that she had the ability to develop a better relationship with Rabbi Serkman and Rabbi Rudin, and I think she took a little bit more out of the experience of becoming a bat mitzvah. I had the ability to experience Israel as a teenager, which was a lot of fun, but it was really special to be able to experience the country with my family and a new group of friends and their families from town all these years later. It was amazing to see how much the country had changed, with tons of development, but also how much was familiar and remains timeless. I think we were pretty lucky to have traveled when we did. It was really an interesting time in the country's history, and having the ability to see and participate in political demonstrations and hear firsthand from Israelis and Knesset members about the political landscape and what was going on was really eye-opening.
Baruch hu et Adonai hamevorach. Baruch Adonai hamevorach leolam va'ed.
In a minute.
Hi, everyone. Welcome. Our visit to Israel had all the wonderful things you'd expect going in. Yes, the food is delicious, and yes, there are ancient sites of relevance to all three major religions, and yes, you really do float in the Dead Sea at the lowest point on Earth and see snow-capped mountains along the Syrian border. Yet, when recalling the trip, this is not necessarily what comes to mind. It's the people that we were with. It's the personalities and the sharing of the experience. It's what turned a group of strangers whose names I had to study to remember into an extended family whose names I can't forget. I cannot pinpoint the exact moment that these bonds were cemented, but being on a giant bus no more than a few centimeters from the edge of a mountain road with a drop a few hundred meters down might have something to do with it. The trip was unforgettable, and it began with reservations and flights booked by 9 separate parties, and we transformed into one community, and it was a wonderful trip. Thanks, everyone.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha Bechol levavcha uvechol nafshecha ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה, אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
Our trip to Israel was simply the most special and meaningful trip we have ever been on. We felt incredible Jewish pride and a deep love and appreciation for Israel. Learning the history of Israel was very important and eye-opening. How could you pick just one moment? We had such great appreciation for the Western Wall and the tour of the Old City. We loved how the kids on the trip, including Theo, motivated to purchase Jewish stars at the Shuk. Our time at Yad Vashem and learning more about the Holocaust truly cannot be put into words. We like the impactful mitzvahs, including farming for sweet potatoes at Leket and volunteering at the Jaffa Institute. The Jeep tour through the Golan Heights was a great memory. The sheer impact of Gilad Kariv speaking to us about where Reform Judaism currently is in Israel was powerful. And part of the true beauty was the connection with the people on the trip. The bus rides, the walks, the meals, the bonding. We are very, very lucky to have been on this amazing trip with this special group and develop incredible friendships.
מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. מי כמוך באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נדר בקודש. No
Join me on the top of, maybe not. Join me on the top of the next, some mic has to work. Join me on the top of the next page in Elie Wiesel's words. Jerusalem, the face visible yet hidden, the sap and blood of all that makes us live or renounce life. The spark flashing in the darkness, the murmur rustling through shots of happiness and joy, a name, a secret, for the exile, a prayer, for all others a promise. Jerusalem, 17 times destroyed, yet never erased, the symbol of survival. Jerusalem, the city which miraculously transforms a person into pilgrim. No one can enter it and go away unchanged. We rise just for the beginning of the tefillah, then we'll sit down to listen to the reflections.
Adonai, Sifatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid, Tehilatecha, Adonai, Sifatai Tiftach, Ufi Yagid, Tehilatecha.
This mic works now. It didn't work for me, it'll work for you.
Israel, what an amazing adventure. We were lucky to share this experience with a fabulous group of people and develop friendships with other LT families that will last a lifetime. It was an especially meaningful trip for our family because our daughter Sasha celebrated her bat mitzvah in Israel. There were so many special moments to honor her and the other b'nai mitzvah kids during the trip, including the service on Masada and the special recognition following our mitzvah at Leket Israel. And when we celebrated her bat mitzvah at Larchmont Temple just 6 days after returning from Israel, we were joined by our new LT friends from Israel. So much love and support from our new friends, it was overwhelming.
It's hard to believe that it's been 3 months since we last stood together at our farewell dinner in Tel Aviv. It was truly a blessing to visit Israel with our LT community, where we fostered new and old relationships. Mark and I have been to Israel twice before, but seeing a glimpse of Israel through the eyes of our sons, Eli and Ari, brought us tremendous joy. While there were countless memories of community, spirituality, and family, our boys' experience at the Western Wall was a vivid image we will remember forever.
As we walked through the plaza, the boys put on our yarmulkes, and I could slowly see the weight of the Wailing Wall consume them. Both Eli and Ari found their spot, Eli standing with his palms of his hands and forehead placed against the limestone. Ari the same.
It was as if their mind and bodies knew exactly what to do. How did they know what to do? After each had their own private moment, we stood together, hand over hand, placed on the wall, together in prayer. Although it was a powerful moment, it was not complete, as Rebecca could not join us. Later that evening, while getting ready for dinner, the boys asked to return to put their notes in the wall. It felt weird to have made it all this way to Israel and not follow the tradition of our earlier visits, let alone countless ancestors before us. Following dinner with new friends, we made our way together back to the wall.
The mic. Hello. I literally ended their reading in the middle. There's more to their reading, but I ended in the middle because I want you to walk to the wall. I want you to think about if you've ever been to Jerusalem, if you've been there, maybe even seen pictures, to be able to stand at the wall, to be able to be in that square, I'd like everybody to stand in the same zone, in the same place, and not for the women's section to be about 1/12 the size of the men's section. But it's still a transformational moment and experience. So close your eyes for a minute. If you want, you can read Sally Stroke's beautiful reflection. That was Sally Freitas when she was here at Larchmont Temple some 20 years ago. Beautiful reflection, if you like. Or just take a minute to be at the wall, to put your little petek, your little prayer in, and to speak, just the two of you, with God.
Just as we pray for shalom, for peace, we pray for shlemut. Shares the same root, shalom, peace. Shlemut is wholeness. We pray for those who are feeling perhaps a little broken or fragile in this moment, those who are in need of healing of body, mind, or spirit. We stand together as one community, connected hand to hand, or at least heart to heart, sharing in our Misha Berach prayer. Misha Berach Avotenu Mekor HaBracha Limotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to Larchmont Temple family prays for the healing of Nancy Hanley, Marlo Wiggins, Dick Stone, Hannah Stampleman, Enid Elton, Jody Kahn, Stanley Tereski, Bob Glassman, Andy Rosenthal, Sandy Warshaw, Paul Wiggins, Joseph Spinelli, Samuel Philip Lear, Pat Ryan, Jerry Gallner, Ian Spear, Julie Ross, Megan Kearney Bailey, Dan Zimmerman, Aaron Serkman, Tyler Grad, Alan Grad, Joanne Tobin, Evelyn Silberg, Abby Zatoon, Robert Scher, Renee Leopold, Judah Luria, Ben Myers, Joel Brill, Josh Olean, Drew Olean, Brad Dembski, Barry Fenner, Gabriel Morse, Matt Cleary, and Jean Cott. And if you're thinking of someone in need of healing and are comfortable sharing their name out loud, I invite you to add their names to our prayers. Bob Beck. Donna Spalter.
It is a joy to be able to welcome, along with her host, Amy Lieberman, Malka, wait, I have to say your last name, Shem Mishpacha Shalach, Zarobchik. Zarobchik? Nachonolo. Zarobchik? Okay. We want to say a special Brucha Haba'ah. Malka is a member of Shalom Yisrael, the delegation, the Mishlachat. Malka recognized, and there's how many are on the delegation? How many? Kama yesh b'mishlachat? Shesh. 6 women who are here together. Do all of them volunteer at Nahariya? And so all of them are part of, at the Galilee Medical Center, volunteers. She had a whole career before this, but she volunteers. But the cool thing is her granddaughter volunteers at the same time as well. This is an alternate prayer for the state of Israel.
מקור החיים עושה פלא. ברך את מדינת ישראל ואת כל תושבי הארץ, הגן עליה בעברת חסדך ופרוס עליה סוכת שלומך. חזק את ליבות אזרחיה, רודפי הצדק והדמוקרטיה. שיעבירו כולם כשופר בכל הארץ צמיחת גאולתנו. תן בידם לנטוע מחדש את אשר נעקר, להשקות את אשר נבל, למען יפרחו וישגשגו שתילי הבטחות, מקלט ושוויון. אל תיתן למות רגליהם, שלא ינומו ולא ישנו, ברך אותם, חזקו ואמצו, אל תיראו, למען עתיד משותף, לכל מי שהארץ הזאת היא ביתו.
Healer of the brokenhearted, sustain our hope. Help us celebrate what was and is miraculous in Israel's founding. Help us grieve all that has been lost in the realization of that dream. May we be strong enough and honest enough to carry the shattered along with the whole. May our love and our commitment to the vision of the prophets endure like honey from the rock. May we be partners with the divine and with all inhabitants of the land in establishing and protecting justice, peace, and joy.
The Felders. This prayer counts as our Aleinu. You have to figure out why.
The mitzvah projects, both Leket Israel and the Jaffa Institute, were so powerful and uplifting. Performing acts of Tikkun Olam in Israel felt like we were truly working to help Jews in need in the motherland. We felt so blessed and fortunate to be able to take this trip, and having those reminders that people needed help and we could give it as a temple family was just awesome. The Golan Heights Jeep tour along the Syrian border and the Lebanon border visit with troops were such a vivid way to showcase the precarious location and history of Israel. Seeing how young the soldiers were and how close Israel's enemies were was so powerful. We've loved running into other friends from the trip in and around town since we got back, and there's just this unspoken bond we all share having had the experience together. We're more proud of the Jewish community that we live in and to be a part of Larchmont Temple than ever before. And many thanks to Rabbi Serkman and Rudin for making it just such an incredible and special experience for all of us.
You can open that ark, you're on deck.
V'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo
Perhaps the one great memory that rises to the surface most vividly is the naming ceremony that we held for Josie at the top of Masada. We knew that the ceremony would have been very meaningful to Josie's namesake, her maternal grandmother Naomi, who passed away shortly after Josie's birth. We knew that being able to conduct the ceremony not just in Israel, but in such a special place would be very meaningful to us as well. But what we didn't know before arriving in Israel was what would be the overall tone of the trip. What was so remarkable to us was that the sense of community and good spirit among the group was so strong. The place and the company was right for the moment. At the top of Masada, the group was so caring and supportive. All that great feeling, coupled with the jaw-dropping landscape and incredible history of the location, made the experience one that our whole family will always treasure and remember.
As we turn to the mourner's Kaddish, we think of those namesakes, perhaps after whom we're named, who we named our children or grandchildren after, those who came before us, and while they are no longer physically present, their love very much does live on. The Shabbat, we honor and remember the yahrzeits of Virginia M. Delahanty, Leon M. Prince, Elliot Samech, Aaron Held, David Geffner, Sidney Perlman, Edgar J. Meyer, Vivian Zoffness, Dr. Jeffrey Escher, Milton Rones, Barbara Weiss, Molly Jennis, Robert Polsky, Donald Tolchin, Turun Garin, Eugene Bird, Paul Marks, Sybil Wafsy Shapiro, Simon Kalos, Milton Guerin, Albert Malky, Judith Stroll, Helen Friedlander, Bruce Bernstein, George Korn, Jacob Friedlander, Eleanor R. King, Stuart Fishman, Frank Stavis, Gwen Jacobs, Barney Goldberg, Harry Podash, Pearl Levy, Mary Halpern, Marcia Poylak, Zelma Tillman, Harry Gips, Tilly Falkoff, Herbert I. Kalman, Betty F. Handler, Sheldon S. Turk, Sydney Schechter, Eva Labe, Julia Fine, Henry Goodag, Philip Bosworth, Arthur Hughes, Sam Levine, Sarah Rutstein, and Anna Davis. And to their names, we link those for whom Shloshim, a period of 30 days of mourning, continues to be observed. Stephen Stampleman, brother of Jed Stampleman, husband of Fern, father of Hannah. Amy Liebsman, wife of David Abramson, mother of Simon and Jillian, daughter of Sandy, sister of Jody and Gary. Harry Belafonte, husband of Pamela, father of Sherry, David, Adrian, and Gina, grandfather of Serafina and Rachel. Joseph Samuel Lorenzen, grandson of Raz Weinstein, son of Laura and Mark, brother of Lily. Joseph Belial, brother of Chris, Jim, Paul, and Marie, husband of Sue, father of Joe and Jackie, grandfather of 9. Jeanette Landa, wife of Lloyd, mother of Michelle and Joseph, grandmother of Evan, Joshua, Jacob, and Sam. Barbara Bobby Waxman, wife of Leonard, mother of Bonnie, Jeffrey, and David, grandmother of Alexander, Ashley, Taylor, Spencer, Isabella, Victor, Jake, and Emma. Henry Branch, cousin of Isaac Haddam. Henry Garris, husband of Barbara, father of Michael, Leslie, Pauline, and David, grandfather of Julian, Ariana, Frederick, and Simone. And to be laid to her eternal resting place on Monday, Paulette Blofax, mother of our LT member, Lori Lee. We think too this Shabbat of a teacher of all of us, Rabbi Harold Schulweiss, who died today. We think of those in Israel and among Israel's neighbors who have died in conflict or in tragic acts of terror. And we think of anyone else that you are remembering this Shabbat. I invite you to share their names out loud if you didn't hear them said.
Albert Froelich.
Steve Wiseman.
We rise together as one community in solidarity and support of those who mourn, joining together in words of Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitgadash Shemei Rabbah, ve'alma divrach yiruteh ve'amlech malchuteh, v'chayachon uvyomechon uvchaye d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam olmei al-hayah. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudasha b'richu. Le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehi shlama rava min shamaya v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom yimromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories ever be for blessing.
Oh, song first. Sorry.
May be seated.
Shira
the powerful words of Hannah Senish, paratrooper, originally then caught and terrorized and killed, but her words are still with us. Blessed is the match. The flame still burns. The hope is eternal. Thus, the perfect last reading for the service.
I pushed for this trip because I felt fairly disconnected from LT during and after COVID. I am grateful that it brought me and my family closer to this small and special group of people. This was not only our first big trip after not traveling during COVID, but our first big cultural international trip as a family. We are excited for more. Jay and Owen and I, Owen is our oldest, talked a lot about how polarized the current political climate is in Israel and the similarities to U.S. politics, and we also remarked on how young a nation Israel is. So watching the growing pains is fascinating, but also very scary, and we hope for peace and acceptance and inclusion and compassion.
Shabbat Shalom. I'm Yvette Gorovich, Secretary of the Board of Trustees. I want to give a big thank you to our clergy. What a wonderful celebration of Israel's 75th year. And the family celebrations that you shared, the pictures, your words, your reflections, brought back very, very fond memories for me. So thank you, Yasher Koach, for sharing this sacred journey with us. A few announcements for tomorrow. Chevra Torah with Reb Zirkman, 9 o'clock in our newly remodeled Jacobson Family Center or on Zoom, followed with musical morning minyan with Rabbi Frankel in the library. Please join us for prayer and learning. Of course, the big news, the real big news tomorrow, is the celebration of Penelope as she leads us in worship and learning. Are you Penny or Penelope? What do your friends call you? What can I call you? Thank you. Thank you, Penny, for your hard work in preparing. We're so excited to learn from you. Your Devar Torah, which I read, is posted on the website, and it was an awesome discussion about scapegoating in the current political climate. It's brilliant. You really need to learn and hear this young woman teach. So we welcome you as the newest adult member of our congregation. I usually say, don't be too excited. The car is not in the driveway, but we will count you as an adult among us. Thank you. Check the website next week. I don't know what happened there. You're gonna buy the car? He's got the car. Check the website for the very special Shabbat services next weekend. They're going on all weekend, and one very special one is the last service for our rabbinic intern, Lily Goldstein, as she shares her final LT teaching from this bima. She's remarkable. If you're interested in learning more about summer services, please speak to clergy or sign up for the ritual training. Leading summer services is a transformational experience. We offer something for everyone. Come and join us. Shabbat Shalom.
It was when Rabbi Poehler, may he rest in peace, first got here. It was 1972, and the first big argument he had with the board, and Rabbi Poehler had many arguments with the board. He was a tough cookie and had principles he stood for. Sometimes you didn't exactly know why, but he always had a reason. The first big argument was, should we have an Israeli flag in the sanctuary? You would think, come on, post-Six-Day War, everybody wants an Israeli flag. Not so. A few members resigned, And one or two people, when the first time they had it in services, when he had everybody stand up for Hatikva, it was very close to Israel Independence Day, walked out. And Rabbi Poehler, of course, that High Holy Days gave a sermon about why, even if we don't love Israel, we don't like Israel, we should love Israel. And we should aspire to make it the nation it must become. That's why we're part of this peoplehood of Israel. And in fact, all of us who are connected here, we can love that flag, we can know what it stands for, even if it's not there yet. We have a dream and a hope. Hatikva. We rise.
Shalom Aleinu, Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kulam. Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kulam. Salam Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Ha'olam. Salam, salam, follow me. Salam Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Ha'olam. Salam, salam. Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kulam. Go that way, go that way. Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kulam. Salam Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Ha'olam. Salam, salam, salam Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Ha'olam. Salam, salam. Go on the bima. Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kulam. Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ojavo Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kulam.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you.
Good job, guys. You were great. Robbie, you're the best.
Sounded great. As always.
good, right?
בבקשה.
כן.
תצלם.
תצלם אותנו.
איפה הוא?
הנה הוא. רגע.
Come on.
Female rabbi.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We had my phone in the picture, did we?
What?
Thanks, David.
No.
Great.
But wait, we have to make our date. I don't know, but we have to make our date to.
Yeah, but you guys have to. Dory's moving to San Francisco.
Oh yes, she texted me. Which Sean is
No, must have been.
אני אמרתי לאמי שאולי נשבת לפני כוס קפה השבוע או משהו. לא הספקתי לדבר עליו.
I knew that about you, but I wasn't sure whether. My friend just came and gave a workshop in the theater department there. Extraordinary. He's extraordinarily nice. Yeah, we were in a show together.